we're having some problems. Look at how this floor is, the walls of this basement. This thing has been there for 130 something years. I got it that far. Before somebody gives you a job, they really want to connect with you, understand you. And I'm not gonna lie, I migrated to Kenya, I came to the United States, and most of them are usually surprised because they ask me, how long have you been here? Oh, and you already have a business? I've lost a couple of bids. They're like, oh, you only been here for 2 years and you understand English so well, huh? He had one black eye and one blue eye. I don't know what was going on with that. He called himself a Yankee, a redneck. He was like, man, they lied to us on TV on a lot of things. He was like, yeah, don't watch the TV. They usually lie about a lot of things. Hey guys, welcome again to this YouTube channel. My name is Marcellus. My son's name is Dos, and my wife's name is Charity. You know what? It's been almost 2 years since I landed in the United States from Kenya, my home country in Africa. Things have been crazy of late. I haven't really found time to catch up with the projects here at home. I've been re-evaluating, was it a good idea to start a business from scratch, or should I have sought employment? Because I'm having this thing stall and I'm running out of time. So by the end of this video, I'm going to give you my thoughts on whether it was wise to start a business from scratch as an immigrant moving here and not knowing a lot of things, or I should have just sought employment like most migrants do when they get to the United States. But quick, very quick, I don't want to lose you guys, so I'm going to make this video really quick. Let me show you the projects that I've been stalling because of the work that I'm having, and it's going to help us reevaluate or evaluate. So this is a 134-year-old house, really old house, and this is the basement. 134 years old. As you can see, there's plenty of space here. The top height here is probably 6'5". We are almost out of canned food, but it's okay. We're going to be having plenty or more coming from our gardens. We have our small freezer here, and now I think we should buy a bigger freezer because this is starting to fill up really fast. One of the biggest shocks that I found here in America is freezers are full of food. Always, there's a lot of food here, from venison, crabs, pork. This is the project that I've been working on, one of the projects that is stalling. I'm going to be telling you more about that. But let's go to the well. We have our own well water, and this is the electric pump plus the pressure, the water pressure tank and the heater. And if you live in America, which most of you are who are watching my video, I mean, this is nothing new to you. But for me, coming here from Kenya, this was pretty amazing, because what we have in Kenya is raised tanks. People would raise tanks as high as possible and depend on the gravity and the height to have their water pressure. I mean, I'm a good student. I was a good student of physics. The formula was H rho G. Height, the density of water, and the gravity would give you the pressure of the water. So most people where I come from don't know about this, and it's pretty unique because every time you turn the tap open, you get the pressure from the pressure cylinder, and when the pressure cylinder the pressure on the pressure cylinder is low, it triggers the pressure switch and it turns the motor on and pumps more water into the water pressure tank. Yeah, we're having some problems. I don't know if they're problems or they've always been there. Look at how this floor is, and look at how the walls of this basement are. So we are debating whether it's a good idea to plan on renovating the basement or just leave it that way because this thing has been there for 130 something years. So is it a question of, are these all these things that we are having to replace, are they at their last length, or are they gonna survive for another 100 years just as they have survived? Uh, let's go to the project. So this is a sink that I'm installing, and I bought this for $30 from a reshop store, Habitat for Humanity, if you know it. And I found a guy who was asking for, was on the street, 70-year-old guy with a placard written, "I'm a plumber for 35 years." So I got him here and he helped us do this, but soon we realized it's kind of like expensive to have him work, and we had given him work for 3 days, and yeah, we couldn't afford him any longer, so I have to fix this to wash. Oh, I did not tell you the reason why I'm fixing this. I'm having problems cleaning my painting gear, my brushes, my machine, and so I want to put that there so that I'll be cleaning my working equipment, my business equipment every time I come home, so that I have an easier time. The blueberries didn't do very well this year because I cut most of them down, or the lift that I was using kind of like ruined them when I was painting this house last year. Let's go to the other project. Oh, you're weeding the garden. Yeah, I thought you were also harvesting the potatoes.
I am. I have one row left.
Nice.
Do you want to see?
Yep.
It's not the greatest crop I've ever had, but it's the first year for this box, and so.
Yep. This is the other project I showed you kind of like a little bit on the other video. So this garage, it was actually a carriage house, and yeah, as old as the house, and people used to store their carriage and horses here. I actually dug a horseshoe somewhere here to cross the river that is just right after our neighbor's property. So I got it that far. I still have about 30% to complete it and put back the siding and finally paint it, and that would be, we'd call it good for this year. Ooh, red potatoes and yellow potatoes, but those ones are really big.
Well, not. They're not bad. They're not like I've grown bigger ones, but it's a okay.
Do you think we did not water them as well?
No, I think it was because this is the first year for this box. You
Yeah.
remember how we put sticks down first to try to help with filling up the box, and so I think it's just the soil is not built up yet.
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, we have food. I think I should water this. It's starting to look like we're neglecting it. This other box, and see what we'll have from the other box.
Well, I planted those a lot later, so I'm curious to see if that makes a difference.
Okay. Okay, I'll come help you in a short while, okay? Yeah, so those are the projects that, So those are the projects that I've been having, and this is also the year that we had Dos. He's grown so much, at least right now it's easier to take care of him. So this is what we do, because we wanted to raise our own baby. We did not want any other person to raise him for us. We don't want to pay someone to raise our baby for us. I mean, I remember one of my brother-in-laws was saying, why have the baby if you're not going to take care of them? So we came up with a plan. My wife works 2 days a week or 3 days a week in some other weeks, and I work 3 days a week or 4 days a week in some other week, and we both take time taking care of Doss at home, and that has been really good. It's given me a time to bond with him and learn how to connect with babies. It's been long since I did that because I raised uh, two or three of my youngest sisters. Oh, that was horrible. Back then, growing back in Kenya, and life was tough. I remember I did not want to have kids because the thought of kids just disturbed me, because I thought kids would just cry. They cry every time. But he never cries. He only cries if he's hungry, he needs to be changed, or he's sleepy, which like he goes to sleep almost immediately when he starts to cry. So I reflected back in time, and I was asking myself, why is it that my youngest sisters were crying so hard? And I thought, yeah, it's because they did not have enough food, or because times were really tough where I grew up in Kitale, Kenya, and it was just a terrible experience. And plus, we were really small, and I don't know, it was just a terrible experience. But back to the topic of this video. So has starting my own business helped, or has it not helped? First, I'd say I'll give you the pros and cons. I'll start with the cons. So the cons are like most people, because the competition is so stiff in America in most of the industries that you get into, and before somebody gives you a job, they really want to connect with you, understand you. And I'm not going to lie, I'll tell them my story. I'll tell them, hey, I migrated to Kenya, I came to the United States, and most of them are usually surprised because they ask me, how long have you been here? Oh, and you already have a business? So how is it going? So they're usually surprised. And I've lost a couple of bids because people would think, because I've been here for a very short time, then I don't have a good mastery of the skill that I'm offering in my business. So I'd say that has been one of the con. I mean, the other con, not a con per se, would be the accent, but I don't really think it's a problem, because I really do understand English. I was a really good student of English, and most immigrants, especially from Central Latin America, don't have that advantage. Not only Central and Latin American countries, most immigrants from other places of the world, when they come to America, have a hard time because they don't understand the English language. So understanding the English language has really given me a good advantage. I could really do whatever I want because I could communicate with people, and people respect me because of my English. I mean, this is also something else that people are surprised. They're like, oh, you've only been here for 2 years and you understand English so well? How is it? So I have to explain to them again and again and again, hey, you know what? And this is a common question. People would ask, how do you know English? Because I don't know, because most people tend to think black immigrants speak French, or I don't know, for whatever reason. So I'd say, yeah, that is a great advantage, understanding the English language. I remember there was a guy who found me, and I told this story somewhere, I can't remember. There's a guy who found me during my first time here when I did not have an employment authorization. I was just working on a couple rotten boards on the side of the house, and there was a guy who came by. Remember, he had an old vintage camera. I think he was photographing this house because it's amazing. It's Victorian and it's old. And he came, stood by, and he thought I was a handyman doing a job or something. He had one black eye and one blue eye. I don't know what was going on with that. And so he asked me, "Hey, it's a pretty nice house." And I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, what are you doing here?" Then he's like, "Oh, I'm from Albany. I'm here taking photographs." And I was like, "Oh, you like the house?" Then he was like, "Yeah, I like this house. Yeah, but it's really sure is expensive to maintain such a house because all houses have their own problems like rotten boards and so on and so on." And so I spoke to him for a while and ended up inviting him for tea because my Kenyan roots or culture espouses that if somebody comes to you, especially a visitor, invite them in. And most people find that strange. There was a guy who also came last week or 2 weeks ago, and I invited him for tea. He was like, he called himself a Yankee, a redneck. He actually, not my words, it was his words. And I invited him in for tea, and he was like, "Oh man, that is just so odd. You never find that here because most people here are Yankees and they're like arrogant and kind of like off the edge." So that fascinated him together with the language. So back to the guy with one blue eye and one black eye. He was like, "Oh man, you speak better English than most Americans do." And we talked about a lot of things. He ended up telling us, you know what? He was an old fellow, probably in his late 70s or early 80s. He was like, "Man, they lied to us on TV on a lot of things." He was like, "Yeah, don't watch the TV. They usually lie about a lot of things." Anyway, back to the topic of this video. Let's go to the pros of starting my own business. Before I forget, one last con. So it's kind of like a little, yeah, everything is slow. I had all the money I'm making, I'm still doing that. I have to invest in tools, I have to invest in systems. So it's tough to start a business from scratch. Yeah, I don't want to bore you with so many cons and negativity, but anyway, let's move to the pros. So one of the pros that I've actually found in the business is I actually have the freedom to do whatever I want, as so long as I do not disappoint my client. For example, right now I can actually take oh, that is beetroots. Good. Look at that.
I planted, they're called rainbow beets. So some of them are kind of a pink color and some are dark red, and this one has gone berserk.
Beautiful. But oh, nice. I did not know they were ready. They're kind of like hidden in that,
in my weeds.
they're kind of hidden in the weeds. Oh, sorry, honey. I'll help you with this garden.
Fine. I just let it get out.
The soonest I can.
It's fine.
Okay, back to the video.
I'm also going to have harvest some cabbages. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Let's harvest the cabbages. So you could just start. Let me finish with this video very fast. Okay. Whatever, you can just continue. So let me finish with this video so that I can help my wife harvest the cabbages. Pro, I can now decide, hey, you know what? I'm taking 2 days, 3 days a week to take care of my baby. I can decide to do that. I can decide to stop working and do something during the week. So I've got that freedom of my own. The other thing, and which I find most appealing and relaxing, is it's conditioned me to start thinking differently from what most people think. So most people think of always finding employment, and the problem of that is it doesn't condition you to start looking at the challenges, the problems that people are having, and trying to solve the problem. Also keeping your mind open to be an entrepreneur. So that is so relaxing. I actually was employed for a period of maybe 4 months, but that was, it really took a toll on me mentally because I couldn't think straight. I mean, it was, and I know most of you know by now the rat race that is in America, okay, of employment. And yeah, so that I couldn't go on with employment. I don't know, but that is something that I've actually, it's my experience so far. And I'm not saying that employment is bad. I just think I can't make a good employee with my ambitions and whatever I know about employment and the business and my capabilities. So I think that is about that is just about so coming down to the baseline. Do I think starting my own business was beneficial or a wise decision? Definitely yes. Definitely yes. And I'll employ everyone wherever you're watching this video. I don't have much experience in business, especially in the US, but I feel I'm just dipping my toe into the world of business, and I love it better than the world of employment. Yeah, let's go back to harvesting. Let me show you guys our our cabbages. Ooh, that's a big one.
Yes, they're quite nice and they're very firm. So
Good, good, beautiful. Oh man, this is so nice. It's so relieving to have all this produce. Thank you, honey. Yeah, I'm really impressed by your gardening and everything. So, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed or you've gotten my perspective and you found it interesting. And subscribe to this channel. I'm only doing this because of you guys, and everything is all about you guys. So I need you, support me, watch my videos, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you want me to make a video on about us, and I'm definitely gonna do that. So without much ado, see you in the next video. Bye.